that your career hasn't exploded because of one exam. This is not your backup option. This is now your second chance. Having bad work ex is better than having no work ex. If you're in that phase where you feel you've messed up your one big chance, this video is for you. Hi guys, thank you so much for all your support on my last video. It has meant the world to me and I'm so happy to be back here again. I've read each and every comment like 5 times. I'm not here to tell you that I have it all figured out. I'm just sharing what has worked for me so far, especially after not doing well in CAT. Before I start, I want to say this clearly. I'm not an expert. I'm still very early in my career. I still feel very behind most of the times, which is a big motivation for why I started this channel. When my results came out, I felt embarrassed. I avoided conversations, I avoided percentiles. I felt like I had messed up even before my career started. I eventually ended up getting an off-campus job. If you're watching this video, it's not about catching up fast, it's simply about staying in the game. Step 1, how I got the job. I personally applied through LinkedIn. No big referral story, no dramatic networking hack. Nothing I can suggest but to consistently apply everywhere you think you have a chance. But something that I did after I figured out that just blindly applying to places wasn't working for me was that I started tailoring my resume according to the job description. Sometimes you just have to speak the language of the company. For the first role I had, I remember being extremely excited and interested in what the company does, their products, and where my role would fit into. So I put in effort. I tailored my resume, tailored my cover letter to fit that role, to fit that company's vibe. So I would highly recommend not using the same resume everywhere, because while you may have the same achievements that you can't change, you can definitely realign them as per what the role requires. You can mirror keywords from the job description, you can highlight relevant projects, you can connect any projects that you have, you can think about it, take your time and connect what you've done to what the company wants. You can do something as simple as reordering your bullet points, and you can also perhaps remove what doesn't matter. You're not supposed to exaggerate, you're simply supposed to align yourself to what the company is looking for. If you want, I can make a separate video on the entire application process, because even after getting shortlisted, there are at least 2 interview rounds to each company nowadays. Step 2, be selective but not stupid. Don't be unrealistic. This job market is brutal, especially at an entry level. It is not forgiving. I know of someone who took more than 2 years just to land an entry level role. You cannot expect yourself to be MD at the age of 21. You cannot demand a perfect role, a perfect industry, a perfect location, a perfect pay. You have to choose your compromise consciously. If you are interested in the role, it's okay to compromise on the industry. If you're really passionate about the industry, it's okay to compromise a little on the role. Once you're in, you can actually move, but if you're not in, you can't move. In this MBA application climate, having bad work ex is better than having no work ex. In my opinion, no one starting out needs to be that rigid. Like, we don't know what we like, we don't know what's draining us, we just know things by how they sound. We don't know what they are in practice. Every job will teach you something, so it's only fair to keep your options open. I'm not asking you to be desperate and apply to everything that's out there, because you are going to spend majority of your day, more than 8 hours, contributing towards it. So it should not be something that you absolutely hate, but adjusting a little here and there is okay. Step 3, stop competing, start learning. This is something that I've personally struggled with a lot. I was felt very embarrassed discussing my percentile, discussing what I'm up to. Everyone in my family or friend circle has opinions on what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm sure the same is the case for you. But this is the one thing that changed everything for me. I even started this channel to connect with more such people. You have to stop thinking of yourself in comparison to your peers. Instead, you have to start thinking on how you can learn from them. This begins by simply talking to them. It can feel overwhelming, it can feel embarrassing to explain your background again and again, and sometimes it is exhausting, and it is okay to feel behind. But it is this information that will reduce your insecurities. When you start having an opinion, when you start understanding how decisions are made, what skills are being valued, you stop feeling lost. You realize you are not small, you matter, and you're just new. Step 4, know where you stand. Don't be delusional. You need to analyze your profile very brutally, very honestly. You don't have to be hard on yourself, but companies do have certain criteria about colleges you've been to, scores you've achieved. So you have to strategically use this information to your advantage. You have to figure out what you are good at, what has worked for you so far, what has not worked out for you so far, what makes you slightly different. For example, if you have a niche bachelor's degree, let's say in botany, and you're looking to pivot to getting an MBA, use it. Instead of going to the conventional mainstream companies, you can go to agri businesses, biotech firms. Here you don't have to be scientist. If you are from a literature background, you can perhaps look into publishing roles. This is something that I personally did and it worked well for me. Even if the role is back end or admin, once you're in, your degree might not directly match the job title, but it can match the company's domain. Even companies like it when they see young people interested in their business. You can look at mid-sized companies, sector focused companies, startups. Expand your world. This is the time. There are firms beyond the big four doing phenomenal work, no shade to big four, with better, perhaps, career progression, with better work life balance. So, explore those. Step 5, know the company, take interest, show up. When you get the job, don't switch off your brain, or even at the interview stage, don't just mug up these answers and be the perfect profile. Ask questions. How does this team make money? What does leadership care about? What are the competitors doing? What their leadership is thinking? And where does your work, where does your job description fit into the larger picture? Having an idea of this will give you an edge, because curiosity is what will make you visible before and after you get the job. Once you get the job, it's very simple to switch to autopilot, but this is not your backup option. This is now your second chance. You have to be very curious about what are we trying to fix, what are we trying to build, how your potential role is going to connect with the larger goals of the organization. Attend town halls, read those newsletters, watch quarterly updates, even if they are at inconvenient times, even if no one forces you. Knowing the pulse of the company, even from the outside, while you're applying and when you're inside, knowing the internal communication, it becomes extremely important. When you understand the big picture, your work becomes more intentional. And when you speak in your next meeting with your manager, you sound different, more aware, more invested. They know that you care. And that difference on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis compounds. That was all from my side. I know that there is a whole community of people like us who perhaps did not clear the exam or did not clear the interviews, but are still brilliant candidates working hard in their careers. If you're in that uncertain phase, I promise you're not alone in it. I am just here to remind you that your career hasn't exploded because of one exam. It will compound because of alignment, effort, awareness, relationships, your skills. So please feel free to reach out with any questions, any video requests, and I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.